future Joshua, hopefully. How we doing, folks? Just let me check this is, yeah, okay, we're working. Hello, friends. Hello. Bet you didn't think you'd see me tonight. So first of all, I gotta apologise for not streaming last night. The Halloween stream kind of took it out of me. so my social battery was completely wiped. And then I didn't think I was going to end up streaming tonight either. But I thought, can't sleep. I can either sit here doing bullshit on my phone for an hour, or I can hop on stream. And I know it's not a decent amount, but an hour or so is still better than nothing, right? So yeah, so I hope you're doing well. I hope the last couple of days have been good. Bit of a dip because it's post-Halloween, so I guess it's like the post-Halloween blues or something. Because now everyone's going to be getting into Christmas mode, and that's a bit too jolly for me. But we are back here in Dead Island 2. I thought I don't really want to get embroiled in Red Dead, because then I definitely won't be sleeping tonight, because I'll get completely sucked into it. We played this for the first time on Halloween, and we did basically the tutorial. All you need to know, all that we know, is we're in LA and the zombie apocalypse has kicked off. We don't know why or anything. And we got to choose, I think the first game had 4 characters you could choose from. In this, there was a lot. I think it was 8, either 8 or 10. And I was torn between the British character, for obvious reasons. If you can hear me, you will probably figure out that I'm British, which maybe you might not expect given the time that I stream. But I am British, and I am currently in England. So for me, technically now it's Monday. But for anyone watching in, I think most of the people that watch this end up being in America and Canada. Except for you, Mr/Miss/ whoever that watches in Brazil. The one person. What else? So we got bitten, right? When all the shit kicked off, and we're immune. the only reason we know that is because we got bitten like a couple of days ago and we're still alive. Whereas, I mean, we don't know exactly how the zombie stuff works in this game, whether it's a virus or a parasite, or we don't know. But it takes effect in like minutes. So the fact that we survived a couple of days, and we got back, I think we were in a plane crash or something, or a train crash or something like that. So we were injured. Then we came across this plane that had gone down, and these were the survivors. It was her. Her name is Emma something, and she's like a famous, I think she might be like a journalist or something, I'm not entirely sure. And that's her assistant, Miguel, so something along those lines. And that's her housekeeper in the background. And there was also, I don't know where he's ended up. I think the guy's name was Ronnie. Those two were kind of self-important, not caring about anyone but themselves. But there was another chap in like a beige suit, I think called Ronnie, and the explosion fucked his ears up so he couldn't hear us. But he seemed a lot more altruistic, I suppose.
Locked. Probably the smart
Don't know where he's ended up. There was also, at the plane crash, there was first time I think I've ever seen a Joshua in a video game. There's been a couple of Joshes, but it's very, very rare that you get a Joshua. And of course he died and became a zombie in about 30 seconds in a really grotesque way. See if I can remember how we do this. Right now, in terms of our equipment, we have like, when we were playing this on Halloween, it was at the point of like broken sticks and like metal pipes and stuff, and literal just like junk from the airplane wreckage. Now we've progressed, aka we went through a house where there was a pool table, so we took all their pool cues. But our character Danny is a badass Irish girl, like a punk, with sort of like a rockabilly style. Very, very, very cool. And like I said, I was torn because it would have been really cool. It's always cool hearing British people in games, especially actual British people and not Americans doing a dodgy British accent, which is what it usually is. And there's so many accents here in the UK, probably more variation than there is in America, just because ours has been developing so much longer. So I was so tempted to hear the mannerisms, because the guy, I think from the brief bit I heard, I would say he's like a London, I think I called him a London geezer in the clip that I made from the Halloween stream. I think I called him a proper London geezer or some shit like that. And it would have been really cool to hear the phrases and the exclamations and that sort of stuff, right? because it's not. It tends to be right. If they say if every other word is bloody and then there's nothing else different, that was written by an American. Because it's all the little terms of phrase and shit like that. So I was really interested in hearing all that sort of stuff. But then I thought, I don't know how long this game is. I know it's hour-wise, it's probably longer than something like Outlast because that's entirely on the rails. And it's not 100% open world, but all the levels are open. It's like 90% an open world game, right? Oh, where are we going? And there's going to be so it's going to be longer. No, we're not talking like RPG length, but I'd guess more like 30 hours rather than 10 to 15, right? And oh shit, we haven't done that before. But that would screw my back up just doing that once. That would be me out of commission. Because look, she literally goes and then straight back up in under a second. No way I'd survive. I couldn't do shit like this. But yeah, so I thought, well, yeah, it would be interesting to hear the British mannerisms and that for a few hours. But after that, it's going to just feel kind of like a self-insert, right? Whereas, God, we're running out of shitty equipment to use. As we're roaming around, I thought it might be nice to, because the character talks a lot, right? So maybe it would be nice to hear an accent that because I don't think many people find their own accent particularly appealing, right? Because to you it's normal. So any accents are something that I find absolutely awesome. Any accent I'm a fan of, except my own. But my favourite accent in the whole entire world that I've ever heard myself is Irish. There was an Irish girl in that moved to our school. I don't know what year. And obviously it's school, so everyone's from like your village, your town, whatever. Maybe there will be a couple of people with different accents that had moved a bit or whatever. But it was the first time I'd ever heard a person in real life, like on the daily, talking in an Irish accent, and oh my goodness, I had the biggest crush on her.
Fancy place like this must have spares.
I mean, I'm just putting that together. Maybe that's linked, right? But I find the Irish accent, it's so musical, and I don't know, I just really like it.
Fancy place like this